Hello class 5th students. As today we are going to read the chapter from our grammar book. Today we will discuss about the topic sentences and its kinds. Now follow in your book. To communicate with others, we use a group of words. This group of words is called our sentences. The words in a sentences are arranged in such a way that it conveys a complete meaning. As student, as you all know, when we are in pre-primary sections, we used to learn small words, but when we grow up, we join those sentences that makes a meaningful sentences, which we use for communication purpose, which we usually use in essays, writing and articles, and many more things. Now see some examples are given below. The sun rises in the east. The sun rises in the east means the sun rises from the east. The second one, God is worshipped everywhere. It makes a meaningful sense. God is being worshipped in everywhere, in every place. Third one, in which class do you study? The fourth one, hooray, our team has won the trophy. This sentence shows our emotion and excitement. Now see, these above groups of words convey sense and they are giving some meaning, giving some meaning. So these are called sentences. A sentences always begins with a capital letter. Whenever we used to write sentences, we start first letter to be the capital. Now check the kinds of sentences. There are 4 types of sentences you will read in your chapter. The first one, assertive or declarative sentences. Second one, interrogative sentences. The third one, imperative sentences, and the fourth one is exclamatory sentences. As you all have read in your lower classes, the declarative sentences are the sentences that declare something. An assertive, read the definition here. An assertive sentences ends with a full stop. Assertive sentences are of 2 types. They are affirmative sentences and negative sentences. Like in affirmative sentences are those which do not contain negative word. Negative words means no, none, never, neither, and etc. Means which shows the meaning of negativity. Like they are positive in nature. Negative sentences are those which contain negative words such as no, not, none, neither, never, etc. Negative sentences deny something. They are negative in nature. Now see the examples given below. The train is arriving at the station. It's an affirmative sentence because here train is going to come. The second, I have no money in my purse means this sentence shows the negativeness, like we don't have any money in our purse. Third one, I go to school every day, affirmative. I go to school every day means I am regularly going to school. It's a positive. Fourth one, I do not go to school every day. It's a negative because not is there. This shows the negativeness of the sentences. Student, for better understand, read some examples of affirmative sentences and into negative sentences. Like the first one, we have finished our work. Now in negative column, we have not finished our work. Children love chocolates. In negative sentence, children do not love chocolates. Just see the word do not is there, means negative sentences. Affirmative column, third one, see, Nisha stood first in the class. Now negative sentence, Nisha did not stand first in the class. Guys, these are some of the examples of the positive and negative sentences. Read carefully to that you can easily differentiate among affirmative and negative sentences. Now we will read about interrogative sentences. What are the interrogative sentences? Interrogative sentences always ask a question. A question is put at the end of these types of sentences. Whenever we used to ask something from our friends, parents, teachers, like this sentence is easily known as interrogative sentences. Some examples are given below. Do you know the correct answer? Question mark. Second one, what are you waiting for? The third one, where do you live? These are some examples of interrogative sentences. In this interrogative sentence, we usually use question mark. Here's some examples are given below. See, let us read some more examples for better understanding. You are eating your breakfast. Questions. Are you eating your breakfast? See the formation of the sentences. I may teach you. When we the same sentence when we will ask in the form of interrogative sentence, then we will say, may I teach you? The train is late. Is when we will ask about the train, then we will say, is the train late? Last one, the girls are singing. When we'll ask about the girls, are the girls singing? Are the girls singing? In these sentences, statements are changed into questions with the help of auxiliary verbs. Now we will read the statements. Raj goes to school. Does Raj go to school? In the form of question mark. You like to take tea? Do you like to take tea? She did her duty. Did she do her duty? The statements are here. Students' statements are changing into form of question. He went there. Did he go there? In the above sentences, statements are changed into questions with the help of do, does, or did. Now we will read the third point, imperative sentences. What are imperative sentences? Sentences in the form of command, an advice, or a request are called imperative sentences. For sentences in the form of a command, an advice, or a request are called imperative sentences. Here are some examples given. First one, stop making noise is a command. When we ask someone not to do such thing, is to be given in a form of command. Second one, you must take care of your health. It's an advice. When we ask someone to do or take care of, like this example is given here, you must take care of your health is advice. Third one, come in please. It's a request. Please be quiet. It is also a request. Imperative sentences also end with a full stop. Imperative sentences also ends with a full stop. Now the third one, exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences express a strong feeling of wonder, joy, sorrow. Students, when we are in feeling of emotion, when we want to express our emotions, feeling, joy, sorrows, we usually write the sentence in the form of exclamatory sentences. Like some of the examples are given, let us read it. The first one, how big the house is. What a lovely day. How large the stadium is. The fourth one, wow, is this dress meant for me? Exclamatory sentences ends with an exclamation mark. As you all have read about the exclamation marks in your lower classes. Now we will read about the phrases. Phrases a group of words that make some sense but not a complete sense is called a phrase. A group of words that make some sense but not a complete sense is called phrase. Like when we want to tell something, a big story in a form of small text, we will use phrases. Like examples are given here: on the way, in the beginning, at this moment, with great care. Like here, see the paragraph, students. The above groups of words make some sense but do not convey a complete sense. It can't be called sentences as a sense. It cannot be called sentences as the sense conveyed by them is incomplete. Like when we are in a hurry, we usually use these phrases. When we are not in mood of telling the whole story, we use these phrases. Therefore, they are called phrases. If we add few more words, they can convey complete sense. For example, Kanika was waiting on the way. Second one, in the beginning of the story, the boy was selling newspaper. Third one, I cannot give you money at this moment. Fourth one, take it with great care. The above groups of words convey complete sense. Therefore, they can be called sentences. Position of phrases. The position of phrases is not fixed in a sentence. It can be in the beginning, middle, or at the end. Here, this paragraph tells that phrases we can use only in the middle or the starting of the paragraph or the end of the paragraph. For example, there were many like in sentence 1, the phrase in the auditorium is placed at the end, but in sentence 2, the phrase in the auditorium is placed in the beginning of the sentence. In sentence 3, phrase of great fame is placed in the middle of the sentence. This way only we can use phrases when we sometimes write essay, paragraph writing, articles. This time we can use these phrases